Oxford, and I've been on this program. I think this is the fourth one I've been here, and most of you know me, and you can follow me in my social media and get all the information you need. And if you have to, if you want to, Trey has the line open that you can call and ask any question you want to do. Please do so. Enjoy the program.
Again, that's 919-618-9258, 919-618-9258. If you want to be a part of the program, we'd love to have you. I like to open up these really questionnaire interviews regarding what, for those that are tuning in for the very first time, that word mayor. What does that role really mean?
A mayor is they say a ceremonial position. I say is a liaison between the board, the city manager, and the residents of the city. I represent the city and I represent the resident. I look for the well-being of the city and the operation. Keep in mind there is a city manager who has actually control of the operation, but I'm the liaison and I work side by side with the city manager and the board to see that everything in auction functions the way it should do.
Mhm. Fantastic. And again, my nurse joins us here for our local talk program that's live Monday through Friday, beginning at 10 a.m. here on Nextdoor Radio, nextdoorradio.com, and the Nextdoor Radio app. My name is Trey Stein. Once again, our phone number, 919-618-9258. My friend. So one of the things that have been popping up, and you've been asked as well, regarding, do you intend to establish a sanctuary city here in Oxford? For those that are gullible, for those that don't quite know what that means, like I had to ask what that meant. What does, can you explain a little bit more in that?
You see, a sanctuary city is like what's going on in New York right now. Uh, the outbursts of immigrants, uh, no documents, and they seeking asylum in the U.S. and states like Texas and other southern states are overwhelmed, so they're shipping busloads of people to New York, immigrants. Is that my plan in Oxford? I gotta ask. I have a 4-bedroom house. And I don't know how many bedrooms I have. The only we can do that in Oxford if we decide to have everyone host a family,
Mhm.
which no one's going to do that. So no, Oxford is not built for that. Oxford don't have the infrastructure to do that stuff. We don't have the financial means to do that. And to start out with, Oxford has problems. We have our own homeless people. We have our own veterans that need help. So why would I consider doing that? And I would like to say to my opposition, my people on my team will never spread negative campaign. That's prohibited on my team. So if I don't know if it's your team, but if they're the ones that are doing it, how about having them cease and desist? Don't need to spread false rumor. Let's do a positive campaign and let the people know what they make the decision by looking at two candidates and see who's have the value.
Fantastic. Again, Guillermo Nurse joins us here, candidate for Oxford mayor, part of our local election coverage here in 2023. One of the next things we noticed a newspaper article in the last couple releases. You mentioned immigrants should be issued driver's license. Explain a little bit more about that if you can.
Again, when we make statements and we don't do research, we come up with these false things. And if you notice, how many accidents we've had where immigrants don't have driver's license, and the owner of the vehicle who has a driver's license has insurance is stuck with the vehicle, no money to pay for the vehicle. So if you go back in March 2023, the state has created a program that all immigrants will be issued driver's license, regardless of the state status you are waiting on your immigration process. So that's a state thing. The state recognized was a problem, and it's a more intelligent thing. If I rather that I can determine where you live or where you're at, than have you floating around the country, don't know who you are, where you are. And I think this was a smart thing. The state recognized it, and the state is doing it. It's not just me saying it. It's already there, already in the state legislature. It's passed already.
So with that in the role, and I'll piggyback off that, Guillermo Nurskin, candidate for Oxford mayor, joins us here on our local talk program. 919-618-9258. Of course, on our video chat, video on our social media, you can also leave a chat there as well and a comment. I'll be able to read that live on the air today. With all that, does that really go under the kind of diction of a mayor?
No,
Okay.
no, that's nothing to do with the
Mhm.
mayor. That's just a statement I said, which is exactly how
Mhm.
your state is said. Has nothing to do with the mayor. Mayor cannot change it in any state or any city.
Fantastic. And so, kind of to again piggyback on one of those things, since social media is king, of course, it's there, it's not going anywhere. One of those things that we're seeing is you're posting Spanish. Now, with me, and I will give you and all our listeners, if I could speak Spanish, I would be able to do this on the air because we do have a one there in Johnston County. To be able to have a Spanish radio network working on that right now, but you look at it, what is the reasons why you're choosing to do that on social media right now?
The thing about the Constitution of the United States, it says that every citizen in the U.S. has the right to get information in their language if there is strength. Spanish is the official second language of the United States. Passed by Congress, by Senate, is official. We have hundreds of citizens with Hispanic background, Latino background. They speak their English is broken. They have the right to get information put out to them in Spanish. When you go to Social Security, when you go to the police office, when you go anywhere, they give you the documents in English. They give it to you in Spanish. If you want it in Japanese, they give it to you in Japanese. Everyone has the right to be informed. Everyone has right to have the right communication that gives them the ability to make the decisions they need to make in their life. And that's the way I look at it.
Fantastic. And so and we've received by way of our email at contact@nextdoorradio.com, we're revolving around some things happening, of course, in local downtown, especially here in Oxford, was the water and sewer line project that is about to be taking place. Can you give us a little bit more information about that if you're able to?
Yeah, it's a needed project. I think we've spoken about this umpteen times. It's definitely needed to improve the city. It's definitely need to bring the growth and provide the means that the catalyst for the growth. Without water and sewer, you're not going to have any growth. Uh, what I think is there's been some mess, and that's understandable. I think we have a great staff, and a lot of people look at the engineer and blame the engineer. What she does by herself is fantastic. We can't ask no more. And when you're covering such infrastructure of a city that's growing by yourself, that's amazing. Now, what we need to do is provide the engineer, like I said a couple of times ago, the engineer and the planning director with the proper staffing to get the job done. Now we need to improve communication. Yes, there's been some things happen in the last couple of weeks that roads got shut down. Uh, Sometimes it's said that DOT comes in and want to do it at a certain day and get no notification. But I think that we should have control. And again, it's just staffing. I think staffing, and we have an excellent engineer, and she does a good job. It's just a matter of providing her the help she needs.
Fantastic. Again, Guillermo Nurse joins us here, candidate for Oxford Mayor, part of our Decision 2023 and our local coverage of the local election coming up.
Great. May I go back to that question and talk about infrastructure real quick?
Go ahead.
There's an area that really needs help. If you go down Sycamore Street, you go down Mimosa Street, you go down the opposite side of Granville Street, Orange Street, where the land goes down, that's where all the storm water, all the sewer water, everything goes through that area. We have a problem down there. We need to look at that. You walk down those areas, it could be 100 degrees in the day, and you can smelling. You go in the houses, you can smell it. So we need to take care of that, and that's something that needs to be planned in the future.
Fantastic. Another way, we talked a little bit about the social media. Other than social media, how are you getting involved or getting upfront and personal with individuals in our city?
Well, I work. Thank God, I work out every morning in the gym. because I would need it. I've been knocking doors. I have knocked close to 4,000 doors in the
Mm.
city of Oxford. I have completed Green Acres, Oxford Park, down Raleigh Road, down College Street, down Granville Street. I'm down Graball. I'm just walking there. You see Oxford, you don't realize it. You have so many houses in Oxford. This is a big city. And especially in Green Acres, the driveways are about half a mile going uphill. So, yeah, I've been knocking doors, reaching out to people, communicating with people. That's how I get my information. I have notes. I have notes from every person that has spoken to me, tell me their issues. And that's the only way we can get what the citizen wants. And that's what I do. I knock doors. I don't make phone calls. I knock doors by myself.
Wow. Guillermo Nurse, candidate for Oxford Mayor, joins us here on our local talk program, 919-618-9258. Of course, you could also leave a chat message and on our video here today. That's going to go up on our website at nextdoorradio.com, immediately following this broadcast. So one of the things you mentioned a little bit earlier, go back to the beginning, you mentioned some focus groups. How do you intend to kind of implement this and plan on getting those together?
What I'm doing is I go to the different pockets in the city. Every area has a little pockets, and I talk to folks, and there's some concerns what's going on. Let's say in one street, 8 blocks up the road is totally different. So in order to get what the citizens want, I have reached out to key individuals in every area I'm going so far and asked them will they be willing to chair a focus group. What we gather from that, either they meet monthly, either meet every 2 months, every 3 months. They will take their concerns to their area and they'll bring it to the mayor. And I will be able to present that to the board. We have information, what's going on in these areas. If we don't do that, we only have certain people comes up there to the city hall and voice their opinion. I want to hear everyone. And the focus group is a means to get everybody in the community involved to look out for everything from security to health and safety to parks and recs. That's what the focus group can do. Concentrate on their specific area. Then I'll bring them periodically together, everyone, and I'll attend the meetings, and then we do a special program with all these focus groups, and we can discuss the issues that's going on in the city and what needs to be addressed in the city.
Last question I have, Mr. Nurse, regarding the some solutions and institute as mayor to fix some of the problems that we do have currently ongoing. What are some of those that you can kind of talk about today?
I think the big issues we need to worry about in the next 2 years is the budget. And it all has to do with sewer and water. That project is big. It's going to consume a lot of funding. We are hoping that we'll be able to return funding with the residential areas coming in, bring some industries in. We need to do that. It's water and sewer. I think the budget is one. Park and Recs is the other one. And one thing that's really, really amazing that I'm finding out is there's residents that are scared to come out of their house after a certain time of the day in our city. I've witnessed these things in the city. I was knocking doors in one area, and I had to convince the senior person to come out. Just open your door and talk to me. And I knew the person. While I'm knocking that door, 2 doors down, a young man comes flying out the door, running. 30, 40 seconds later, another young man comes out with a handgun chasing him. Handgun. That was a Thursday. The Sunday, walking my dog, almost in the same area, there's gunshots, 7 o'clock in the morning. 2 nights ago, there was gunshots down Pine Street, down Sycamore, stuff like that. I'm concerned about that, and I think I know the police chief is concerned about it and our staff. They're working hard to try to resolve these issues. How can we do that? Do we need more police? Do we need to do joint operation with the sheriff to control these issues? I don't know, but it's to me, it's concerning what the citizens are telling me. They're scared to come out of their house. That's bad.
Again, Guillermo Nurse joins us here, candidate for the mayor of Oxford. Our phone number 919-618-9258. We like to finish these segments, a part of our Decision 2023 and our local election coverage here on Next Door Radio. Of the last couple minutes, opening up the floor to anything that's on your mind, something that we haven't spoke about today, but the floor is yours, my friend.
I've been asked during the week, I guess following your last program when my opponent was on the program, I've been asked if I'm going to go to the legislature to talk to them about that. No, I don't need to go to the legislature. I don't need a photo opportunity. I have enough people in Oxford if I want to take photos. I have my social media crew that takes photos with me everywhere. So I don't need to go to a photo opportunity. The information I need, I can get it right here. I got leaders in Oxford. I can go to city manager. I can go to engineer. I can go to former city personnel. I have the ability, I have the relationship. I can call Mayor Al Woodliff. He was the mayor. Hey, can you help me out? Tell me something. I can call Eddie McCoy. I can talk to Jimmy Crawford. I can talk to Robert Powell. I can talk to Doug Logan, who's big in the process of how this city was put together. I don't need to go to Raleigh and then come back to find out what I need at Oxford. We have it here in Oxford. That's the resources I use. I use the people of Oxford to get the information. I'm not going to Raleigh to take pictures, you know. And last thing I want to ask, and I think I've mentioned this before. I think we need a debate. I asked my opposition, my opponent, Mrs. Ramsey, let's give a debate, a town hall, where the citizens can participate, where the citizens can see what both candidate has to offer for the city. I'm willing to do that. I'm going to ask you, Trey, to as be the point, if you can communicate with my position, and let's set it up. We can do one, we can do two. Let's do it. The city needs to do that, and let's keep being positive in our campaign, nothing negative. Let's get the facts out.
Fantastic. And we'd be happy to set something up, and we'll get with the correct parties and see what we can do. I appreciate that bringing up. Again, my name is Trace Nine on behalf of our Local Talk program and our Decision 2023 of the local election coverage here on Next Door Radio. God bless you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us here, part of our Local Talk program. Good luck the rest of the way, okay?
Thank you very much, and God bless everyone in the city of Oxford.
Fantastic. Again, my name is Trace Down on behalf of our Local Talk program. Until next time, God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and we will see you next time.